All right, I'm going to show you a problem that has been really annoying, and we're going to try to figure out some way to fix it right now. So I'm logged into SuperLoser, and you've got my whatever this data would be like from the day before, and then I'm coming in to put today's information in, and it does a page submit, but it needs to do some calculations in the background, and unfortunately they all ran perfectly this time, so this all shows up. Let's see if we can get it to get the problem to occur, but you'll get a no data to display message here. And of course, now that we're recording, we can't get it to happen. Up there happens. So that happens. Some of the data is there and some is not. I think it's just a timing thing. The submit returns and this kicks off. So I'm going to play around with a few solutions and see if we can fix this. All right, well, did we fix the problem? I can't recreate the problem easily at the moment. So if I come back in here, and I did apply some what we'll call attempted fixes. We won't call them guaranteed fixes. But I'm unable to recreate the problem, so that's good. Seems to be working. Of course, this could all be, just a timing thing and operating faster. So I had to kind of figure out how this works again. And so the submit, the page is submitted, and the field that contains the weight, is just a regular form. So I'm just letting Apex handle this. I didn't want to manually have to do this myself. Just wanted to treat it like a form. It's a bit unusual because it's like this one field, but it's a one field form with all these things. So this fires submit page, and it takes care of handling that on the backside. And then there was a trigger, and the trigger, I've added all this, but what the trigger was doing was basically saying, hey, whatever row is being updated is, if we're not updating the system weight, then we know this is not a system weight, it's a user doing this. There's some trickiness going on there because we update rows, and we have to kind of fill in missing values, and those would be called system weights. And I have to know if the system is doing it or a user is doing it. So what we do is we actually update the system weight column, and then we can say, hey, we know that the program is doing this. And so we are going to go ahead and mark this as a system weight equals no, and mark it as is dirty. And that marks the row as dirty so that it can be processed. If you modify, a row from a week ago, we have to kind of go, when we process the as dirty row, we have to process all rows from that time forward to recalculate your score and all that kind of junk. But one thing I noticed was when I was looking at the data, when I changed things to null, I wasn't clearing out all these values that get set. And we couldn't update these values by calling the the fire dirty rows procedure, which calculates all this stuff within the trigger, because then we get a mutating table error. And so that's, one solution would be to put this stuff in another table. I don't want to do that. The other solution would be to, on my form, handle this manually. So, go ahead and write a manual code, which then also updates the dirty rows, and then the page reloads and everything would be here. But what we did is we have a process when the form loads to check for dirty rows. Anytime you reload this form, it's going to check for dirty rows and updates them, which should happen in theory before those little gauges load, but I'm not entirely sure of that. So on our submit action, where is it? Submit page. What I did is, and this is, often a solution. We'll comment that out. Often a solution is, hey, if it isn't working once, do it twice. So just do it here too, and we'll fire it here. And that change, along with the change in the trigger, seems to be working. So we'll just know over time. This is done in dev, and I'm using it every day. So hopefully it'll be a little bit more reliable. But that was a bug that was really annoying me, and I do know what the fix is. If I really have to fix it, which is just make this manual so that I control the whole process and then call the page reload when I guarantee that all these values have been calculated and are there. But I don't want to go to that step if I don't need to. So there you go. Thanks for watching.